This is lesson 8, triangles, and we're going to go over example 1 on page 919, and then we will go on to page 920, example 2, and the guided practice question. So for this lesson, we're going to mostly use this key concepts diagram here at the bottom of page 919. And we're going to answer the questions up here in example number 1. So example number 1 says, this sandwich is cut in half. Classify the triangle represented by the half sandwich as right, acute, or obtuse. Determine if any of the sides are perpendicular. So if we look at this sandwich here, what does it look like? Is it a right triangle? Is it an acute triangle or an obtuse triangle? So in order to figure out what type of triangle it is, we're going to go through this series of questions. It says a right triangle has one right angle. How many right angles are there? So how many right angles does this have? It has one. The two sides that form the right angle are perpendicular. Okay. So an acute triangle has three acute angles. How many acute angles are there on this shape? Well, this one is right, this one is acute, and this one is acute. So it has two acute angles. How many an obtuse triangle has one obtuse angle. How many obtuse angles are there? So in this diagram that we have, our sandwich, there are 0 obtuse angles. So the triangle is what type of triangle is this? It's a right triangle. Now we can use this diagram at the bottom to show us again obtuse. Triangle has one obtuse angle. An acute triangle has 3 acute angles. And a right triangle has one right angle, and the two sides that form the right angle are perpendicular. So we can confirm that this is a right triangle. Okay, let's look at page 920. So it says you can also identify vertices and line segments in triangles. So a triangle has 3 vertices and 3 line segments. Each point is formed by the intersection of 2 line segments. So vertices are these points here on our triangle. It's where those line segments meet. Those are called vertices. The line segment is the line that connects those 2 vertices. So this would be a line segment, this would be a line segment, and this would be a line segment. Now the vertices, we label them with alphabet numbers or letters. So it would be A, B, and C. They can be any letters. They will be different for every triangle. When we label the line segments, we write the 2 letters that are the vertices for that line segment, so the endpoints for the line segment, A, B, and then we write a symbol of a line over those 2 letters. So this is line segment AB, written AB with a line over top. This is line segment BC, which is written BC with the line over. And this is line segment AC, and it is labeled with the letters A, C, and the line over top. So example number 2, classify the triangle as right, acute, or obtuse. Identify the vertices and line segments of the triangle. So let's break it down. The triangle is what type of a triangle? So use this key concepts here. What type of a triangle is it? Does it have an obtuse angle? Sure does. Here it is. So this is what type of triangle? It's an obtuse triangle. And it says because it has one blank angle. Well, it only has one, what type of angle? Obtuse. Now it says there are blank vertices. List them below. So how many vertices do we have? That's where the segments meet. So 1, 2, 3 vertices. And what are they? Well, they're labeled for you. L, M, and we separate these with a comma so we know they're separate. P. There are blank line segments. So how many line segments were there? Remember, a line segment is the segment that connects the vertices. So 1, 2, 3. There are 3 line segments. And let's list them. So to list them, remember, we look at the 2 points, or the 2 vertices, L, P. So this line segment is line segment L, P. And to show that it means line segment, we put a line across the top of those 2 letters. Okay, separate with a comma. We're going to write the next one. P, M. So this line segment is line segment P, M. We write the line above to make sure that we know it's a line segment. Then the last one, M, L. So the last one is line segment M, L with a segment bar over top. Okay, guided practice says classify the triangle as acute, right, or obtuse. Determine how many sides are perpendicular. So I'm going to use this key concepts again from page 919. So what type of triangle is this? Is it acute? Does it have 3 acute angles? Well, it has 2 acute angles, but it would have to have 3 to be an acute triangle, so that's not what it is. Is it a right triangle? Does it have 1 right angle? Nope, so it can't be a right triangle. Does it have 1 obtuse angle? It does, right here. So this is an obtuse triangle. Now it says how many sides are perpendicular. So if you look back at the key concepts diagram, the only triangle that had 2 perpendicular lines or segments, sides, that formed that angle was the right triangle. So we'll write 0. There are 0 sides that are perpendicular. And that is the last question for today.